Hello and welcome for the last Devblog video for Ironfront Arma 3 Desert Rats update. Today we're going to focus on ground vehicles. If you want to see the new boats LCA and LCI, you have to move to the first Devblog. So we start right away with the Tiger Tank Dutch Africa Corps. This version is a retextured version by Don't Shoot Me, and it has no Z-Merit on it, so early war Tiger with North Africa skin. The next change is the Flag 36, which comes now with a shield that you can remove in Eden or Virtual Garage. The desert skin has also been retextured to be less nuclear, and the crew has new animations. The next vehicle are some you already know, the Chairman, so Chairman 3, named M4A3 75mm, textured here in Egyptian camo and Italian camo, 1942 and 1943 respectively. The Firefly, nothing new here, but it's moved from the US faction to the British faction. So you won't find it anymore in the American faction by default in Eden. And now the new vehicles. So the first one is the Austin K5, British truck, 4 wheels, can carry up to 10 or 12 cargo. It's available in 3 variants, one with the tent, one without, and one carrying ammunitions for some logistics missions. Another ammunition stuff is the CLE container, CLE. It's basically the British default ammo box, and it was a container that British did paradrop to resistance or to their own troops to resupply them. The next vehicle is I-44 Grain Carrier in desert camo. It has been ported here with a new brand gun. So the brand is from Diabolical, and it has a bunch of new textures that we are going to review in a moment. The next vehicle is the Crusader Mk1 AA. Here, tourist turned out, it's equipped with 40mm buffers. It's basically an anti-air vehicle, and it's using the Crusader chassis, which is also used here on Crusader Mk3 with a 6-pounder anti-tank gun. And so the main battle tank version used from the second battle of El Alamein. Here is another camouflage for both of them. Another new vehicle is the Cromwell Mk4 Type F by Bax. The Crusader was made by Diabolical, and here it's made by Bax. So a bit later in the war, introduced a bit later in the war, the fastest tank of the war, of the British Army, driving up to 60 km per hour. So it's a mid-range main battle tank. The Crusader is here in green and the Austin's in green. And we're going to move to the testing, and we'll start with the Crusader as driver. The Crusader has a complete 3D interior that you can partially see here, with animated hatches. Here I am in internal view. I'm protected by a armored glass that can resist up to 2 or 3 rifle bullets. I can get my view inside it as on other vehicles. I can also close the viewport here, so I can't see anything anymore, and it allows me to open the hatch and have a clear view of the front here in 3D or fake 2D. The other thing I can do is close the front hatch, and I can turn out here, so with the best view available in the tank as a driver. So it all has custom animations for every position in the tank and the 3D interior. Let's turn in and move to the gunner seat. Here as a gunner we have an interior turret with PIP periscopes. Same with crew animations. A view here in the optic, and I can unzoom to a periscope 2D view. Of course, if I'm inside, you can see the gun recoil, and you can also see the gun. You could shoot with the PIP, even if it's very uncomfortable. As gunner, you can turn out, but as commander, here you are your periscope here that can move. 180 degrees, and I can also turn out here, and here the turnout is fire from vehicle, so you can use your binoculars and weapons. The Crusader here comes in 3 camo, so you have already seen them, but let's have a review. So this is the desert camo, then we have the desert and the green standard that you can use in Europe setup. Let's move on to the Crusader Mk1AA. This one has only one coloring. It was not produced into desert variant, as it's a support vehicle that is not meant to be deployed up on the front line. So it has the 40mm buffer, crew animations. Same, the crew can turn out to have a better view of the exterior. It's not fire from vehicle, so you can't use your binoculars when you're turned out, but you have a bit clearer view here. And as a gunner, if I want to shoot it, I have the 2D optics, and I can shoot it. The shell will explode at 3,500 meters. It's an AA round, and you can load AA or AP rounds, up to you. Next vehicle, the Cromwell. Cromwell has no 3D interior, but it has the same functionality here to get inside the periscope view or optic view. As gunner, the gunner can turn out, and then we have, on this one, we have an additional slot, which is loader. I can turn out as loader and have the FFV, and I can have the same as commander and turn out FFV. The driver has this view here and can turn out and get to a 3D view, which is not much better. And these are the two options you have. Last British vehicle, tracked vehicle, is the Brand Carrier. So here we have much more variants. So the first one is the desert, we have seen up there. Then we have the standard green, the same green with the white star, winter variant, and a Soviet variant with the red star. still equipped with a brand gun, but eventually in the future we will deploy Russian armament inside. So let's see. As a driver, I have a very small viewport, but I can zoom inside it, and that's it. I'm quite concealed. As gunner, I'm a bit exposed. The head is quite exposed and I can't turn in. This is something we might rework in the future. And then I have access to the brand gun. The brand carrier is a bit specific since it can carry up to 9 passengers that I'm going to install here. So all those exterior turrets are FFV and you can shoot, and the interior ones are not. They are classic cargo, but they are much more protected. But you can carry a full squad inside, which is quite interesting if you are, especially when you're playing in this kind of desertic environment without many concealments. Moving on to the last vehicle, which is the Austin, so Tsukamo green desert, and of course the interior cockpit. And you can see that I just noticed some PIP issues since it's not working here and it's working here, and it was also not working on the brand carrier. A few new stuff that you must be interested by is that we changed the surface, so the ground surface, the maximum speed coefficient. It means that your vehicle will go full speed on roads, but it will usually be slowed down by 40% on off-road. So you will have to think about the tactical advantage of using the road or not, depending on if you want to go full speed and take risks, or go less risks by going off-road but slower speed. I'm currently playing on Tobruk. The map is made by Iron Excelsior, and you might not have seen it a lot in our promotion because it went a bit late on development. And here I am in an entrenched camp, as you can see, and as on or on El Alamein, we have pre-installed strongholds with entrenchments which are not above the ground level, so it's a long and tedious work to set up, but it has the interest of having a true trench interest. Like I can really conceal inside, and when I'm shooting I'm not like standing from an high point, I'm really here at the ground level and only my rifle and head are visible. And of course with our new bayonet system you can hope some very funny engagements into the trenches. We recommend you to use advanced movement or ACE, of course, to have an easier, more possibilities to exit the trenches. Otherwise you will have to go to exit points which are more or less far. And let's get back inside there. Alright, yeah, it's wheel drive is the drive wheel is to the right. Let's move to some Crusader driving a bit. and the tanks are not affected by the surface coefficient, speed coefficient. It means that tanks will manage to drive full speed even off-road. Another change we did is a complete review of the dust emitters per ground surfaces. It means, like, if you look here on my tank, I have all our maps will have the correct dust effects depending on texture, on the texture of the ground. You will notice that I have no sound currently on the Crusader, but that's because I'm using a mixed up version of the development build. I'm not really using the dev branch, and I'm not really using the stable branch. It's a bit of a mashup, files mashup, so I have issues with the sound controllers, but of course it's working on the version to be released. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you very soon for Devblog's release. It's now less than a week before the end of March, so it should come in the very next days. See you soon. Take care.